Hey, it's Devin Burke, your coach and guide to getting your best night's rest. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the 6 common mistakes those who struggle to either fall or stay asleep consistently often make that keep them from restoring their natural ability to sleep. And I can almost guarantee you, if you've tried sleeping medication, sleeping pills, CBTI, functional doctors, if you've tried hypnosis, if you've tried, therapy, and you're still struggling with sleep, you are making, if not one, all of these common mistakes. So let's go ahead and dive right into what the first mistake is that people that are kind of stuck, that tried all the things, that are still struggling, make. The first one, and I talk a lot about this, is trying to force or control sleep. Now, this is a massive mistake. Number one is because you can't. Sleep happens. It's so important to understand this. Sleep happens. There's nothing you can do that can force it. There's nothing you can do that can make it happen. It just happens. And when you truly get that, sleep happens, it's a result, it's not a problem, and you can start to identify all the ways in which you're trying to, even subtly, control sleep, either through sleep hygiene, through supplements, through routines or rituals, through conditions, whatever it is, and you start to see all of the ways in which you're trying to force, control, manipulate sleep, and you stop, you literally stop, and you just allow your body to do the most natural thing in the world, which is sleep. All of a sudden, guess what happens? Your body sleeps. Your body sleeps. When we stop trying to force it, control it, do things so that we'll sleep, the body sleeps. And this can be very, very tricky. It is a balance to understand how to create effortless effort, essentially. Because if we're efforting to sleep, that's a subtle form of trying to control. If we're expecting, hey, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to sleep, that's a subtle form of trying to control. There's a lot of these underlying patterns that people get stuck in. They're not even aware that they're stuck in them, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And as soon as you get to a place where you're just allowing sleep to happen, again, one of the most natural things in the world, just happens, just like your heart beats, your hair grows, your nails grow, it happens. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything about it. It just happens. And it's really, we call this at Sleep Science Academy, getting your mind out of the way of your body so that your body's natural intelligence can come online and it can just do what it knows how to do, what it was born to do, which is sleep. The second big mistake that people make when they're trying to restore their natural ability to sleep is actually using sleeping aids or sleeping medication. Now, the reason why this is a mistake is that when you use, let's just say sleeping medication, for instance, what you're doing is you're training your mind and body that you need something to sleep. And that's not true. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a time and a place for medication. I'm not giving you medical advice in this video, but I will say this, when you rely on something to sleep, you're giving your power into whatever that thing is, and then you have no power. You're essentially putting your trust in something outside of your own body, and that creates a dangerous situation because the whole strategy to restoring your natural ability to sleep is to reestablish trust that sleep happens and that you don't need to do anything, you don't need to take anything, you don't need to force it or control it or anything. It just, again, it happens. Sleeping aids, whether it's a over-the-counter medicine, whether it's a prescription, whether it's even a supplement, what they do is, again, you're giving your power away. You're saying, I need to take this, and if I don't take it, I'm not going to sleep. Now, there is a time and a place to use supplements. There's a time and a place to use medication for sure, but relying on these medications or supplements or whatever it is a losing battle. It'll keep you stuck in really not being able to reestablish the trust that your body knows how to do it. Not to mention, sleeping medications come with a long list of side effects, negative, dangerous side effects. They're habit forming. A lot of them are habit forming. A lot of them increase the risk of cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, all these other diseases when they're used long term. Now you can, again, they really were designed to be used short term, but oftentimes people don't understand how to address the underlying patterns, the stress and the anxiety that's creating the sleeplessness in the first place, and then they continue to use these things and they go from one medication to the next, and that's when we can get in trouble. The third mistake, and this is an important one, and it's also one that doesn't seem to make that much sense, it's spending too much time in bed. Now logically, you would think, if I'm not sleeping, I should spend more time in bed. But that is actually the exact opposite of what you should be doing, what you need to be doing if you want to, again, restore your natural ability to sleep. And the reason why is when we spend time in our beds not asleep, we're anchoring the bed with wakefulness. We're anchoring the bed with frustration, with anger, with tossing and turning, with trying to sleep. Again, we don't want to do anything in bed. We want, literally, if we're trying to sleep in bed, that's the last thing we want to do. We want to actually spend less time in bed. And so I call this the bed exit strategy. When you wake up and you're tossing and turning after about 20 minutes, you don't want to look at the clock. You remove yourself from the bed and bedroom. You go to your place. You do your plan. And the plan is not so that you get back to sleep. The plan is just to do it. And then when sleepiness comes back online, then you just get back in bed and let sleep happen. That's it. Do not spend more time in bed. And often people say, well, if I'm not in bed, then there's not even a chance I'm going to sleep. Well, yeah, that's correct. However, if you're in bed, not asleep, what are you anchoring your bed and bedroom to and with? Restlessness, frustration, anxiety, a racing mind, which again perpetuates this cycle. The more this cycle perpetuates, the more we struggle with our sleep. Okay, number 4. The fourth mistake people make after trying all the things is not living their life because they are not sleeping or not sleeping as well as they'd like to. This is a massive, massive mistake. Let me explain why. When you stop living your life because you're not sleeping, when you stop doing fun things with your friends, your family, when you stop engaging with life, what happens is you put sleep on a pedestal. Sleep all of a sudden becomes a problem. And you become like a starving person looking for food, only your food is sleep. And the more sleep's on a pedestal and the more you link all of the struggles that you're experiencing in life to sleep, the harder it is to sleep. It becomes this mountain that you need to conquer. And the trick is, the strategy to really overcome this mistake is to continue to live your life, but do it in a way that feels good. You don't have to push yourself to the limit where you're getting sick, but still engage with life. Still do things with people you love. Do not put your life on hold because you're not sleeping. It is a massive mistake, and it's a mistake that a lot of people make. The fifth mistake people make is they wait to solve it. This is a big one. Now, I used to be guilty of this mistake. I used to try to do things all on my own. I used to, take a lot of pride in that, actually. I can figure this out. And sometimes I'd actually get the results. But what I noticed, which was fascinating, is successful people, they get support, which actually leads me right to the next mistake people make, is not asking for help. But you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait to solve it. You don't want the pattern to strengthen. You don't want to continue to try things that don't work. Then it reinforces the 3 beliefs that most people that are struggling with their sleep consistently have, that they're broken, which isn't true, that they're alone, which isn't true, and that what they're experiencing is unique, which isn't true. You're unique. How you got there is unique, but what you're experiencing is not unique. And if you wait to solve it, the patterns can get stronger and it can take longer to solve it. The 6th mistake, which I alluded to as I was laying out this 5th mistake, is not asking for help, not getting support. If you want to solve your sleep challenge, get the proper support. The thing is, the hard way is trying to do it on your own. It's trying to do things to save money or to save time or to just trying to figure it out on your own, piece it together from books or videos. That can work, but it's hard and it takes a long time. When you could just get the support that you're missing, do what it takes to get the support, and then follow through on what that support is telling you to do. because really it is a very challenging thing when you don't understand the underpinnings of how you got stuck in the first place. And again, if you're making one of these mistakes, just one of these mistakes, it can keep you from restoring your natural ability, your God-given ability to sleep. We were born to sleep. There's nothing magic about sleep. It's such a natural thing. It happens when we get out of our way, when we get out of our own way. And why wouldn't you want help, support to do that? I don't understand why people wait so long, or they don't get the support and they continue to suffer. They continue to let these patterns perpetuate. And it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. So if you're making any of these 6 mistakes, I promise you they're getting in the way of you restoring natural ability to sleep. And the good news is that these mistakes you can overcome them. There's a clear path to having you move through these mistakes with elegance in a way that allows your body to do, again, what it was designed to do, what it knows how to do, what it wants to do, which is sleep.